The doors are open for the 2013 Sooke Fine Arts Show, and you're watching Go Island on Shore TV. On today's show, a look at the history of the Customs House in Victoria, a silly boat regatta raising money for the Nanaimo Child Development Centre, and video journalist Jen Moranitz visits Sooke to look at how growing food locally can build community. That and much more on Go Island.
Go Island is brought to you by German Auto Import Network.
Very pleasing to the eye, the stage is set for the 27th annual Sooke Fine Arts Show here at Sea Park Leisure Complex in Sooke. Catherine, let's talk to you, the coordinator. What are you trying to create here? Because this is like world class.
It is world class, and it's an exhibition of the incredible talent that lives on Vancouver Island and the surrounding islands. I think this is one of Canada's artistic hotspots, and we're trying to show the very best of that here.
Now, when we talk about fine arts, what does that include?
These are all the visual arts, so we have 2D, 3D, ceramic, glass, fiber, photography. Anything that counts as visual arts you'll find here on the floor.
The selection process, how do you go about choosing what goes where?
We have 3 jurors, all art professionals in their fields, educators, gallery owners, and they select the pieces from 1,400 submissions that we receive. There's 381 pieces and 261 artists represented, so there's quite an array.
You have musicians setting up on the stage, and there's going to be food. How does that all come together?
We have live musical performances twice a day, every day, and this Thursday, August 1st, we have our Taste of Sooke, which gathers together all the restaurants from the area to provide samples of their wares, so guests can come, explore the gallery, nibble on some savory food. It's a wonderful experience, and we'll have live music then as well. We open at 10 a.m. daily, and we're open until 7 most days, except for our closing day, August 5th, we close at 5.
Now, apparently you get to see some artists at work too, if you're lucky.
Yes, we have artist demonstrations every day, demonstrating their techniques and the passion that goes into all this work. There will be a couple of artists giving talks as well.
I am going to become an art lover today, checking out all these pieces. So while I do that, let's send you off for our first story with Sucheta Singh, who's looking at an organization that helps hundreds of children and their families. Recognize this place? This is Judy McLaren's rendition of the Inner Harbour, downtown Victoria. But have you ever wondered what that pink building is on Wharf Street? Well, local historian Donada Humphreys gets the goods. A foot-filled fruit platter. It's amazing what we can create when imagination has no bounds. And that takes us to our next story from Nanaimo. Rianne LaPlante floats up there and shows us one of the silliest events of the summer. Admiring the work of Bev Pito here at the Sooke Fine Arts Show. Now, Bev, this piece behind us, tell us a little bit about this.
Well, it's actually a study for a larger piece. It is a takeoff on a Japanese kimono. I work in steel, which is sort of unusual for a woman. So I bring a different aesthetic to steel than most men would.
And what is it about that material that you like to work with?
It does a little bit of everything. It pushes back. I like the grinding action. It's a full body activity when I'm working with steel, and so that's yeah.
And that looks like a full body suit. Why is it the kimono?
I have always had a fascination and a love for Japanese design and the Japanese aesthetic, so I've taken the basic construct of the kimono and added my own twist to it.
How long does it take to create something like this?
Everybody loves to ask that question, and every artist hates to answer it. I don't track my time, honestly. It would drive me crazy if I had to be on a schedule. So that piece was on and off for several months. I would work on it, put it aside, look at it later, think about where I wanted to go with it, and then come back to it. So I can't give you a time frame.
And when do you know it's finished? I mean, it looks finished now, but when do you know?
There is a moment when a piece is finished when it just hits a balance. The fat lady sings.
A quick break now, but when we return, the Arbutus RV Big Summer team take us to Prince George. On location from the Sooke Fine Arts Show, and I'm standing with award-winning photographer for this show, Ken Miner. Ken, you've got some authentic traditional ways of creating an image. Tell us about that.
This is a wet plate collodion photograph. It's the same process that was used in the 1850s. It's basically an aluminum plate that is hand-coated with chemistry, sensitized in a silver nitrate bath, exposed in the camera while it's wet, and then developed right away, fixed, and later varnished, and then you have a finished plate.
Now with all the digital technology, you know, even Kodak film, how come you've chosen to use this process?
Right. I got my start in photography with traditional darkroom processes, and digital for me was getting a little bit too easy and I needed a challenge, so I thought what better way to learn how to do wet plate photographs.
Being this type of an artist, how do you think it lends itself to the show?
I don't know that there's a lot of people in Victoria doing it, so I think it's just something that is a little bit different.
A quick break now, and while you go and make a snack, Jen Moranitz will be back on location at a Sooke farm. Now, if you want to check out the Sooke Fine Arts Show 2013 for yourself, you've got till Monday, and there's 382 pieces to peruse through. Thanks for watching the show today. I'm James Green on location. Send us a Facebook or a tweet, and maybe we'll host the show from your location.
Go Island is brought to you by German Auto Import Network. Men's Wardrobe by DG Bremner & Co. Menswear and accessories. Hair services provided by Salon J.